Maria Torres-Springer has held many positions in city government. Her latest, a co-chair of the transition team for Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani. So I guess the real question is, what's the new face of government going to look like?
It's been such an exciting past few weeks, Marcia, because the new face of government is, I think, will reflect this new era that Mayor-elect Mamdani is really ushering in for our city. He's been so focused on making sure that the energy generated during his campaign translates into governing success. And so the face of this new era, I think we are going to see, and it's our #1 mission on the Transition Committee, to have public servants in the right roles who are people of incredible competence, integrity, compassion, and work ethic. So if that's the new face of government, I think New Yorkers are going to be really proud.
Well, you know, the one thing about this campaign is it brought into the voting booth a lot of younger New Yorkers who are very excited about having a younger mayor at City Hall. Will the new administration reflect that?
I think the new administration is going to reflect all of the strength and diversity of this city. For too long, New Yorkers, I think, Marcia, have been subject to what the mayor-elect has called a politics of despair and a politics of division. And so he offered something new, a more positive vision for our city. And if the resumes that we've received are any indicator, in the first 24 hours, we received 25,000 resumes. And these are individuals of all ages, of all sectors, who raise their hands to say, I want to serve. So I think that is a beautiful thing and could only lead to the types of outcomes that New Yorkers really deserve in this moment.
Were you surprised by the number of people who suddenly want to serve in government?
There was a little bit of surprise, but this city has always, I've always marveled at how New Yorkers step up. When it comes to the success of our city, I've always found that New Yorkers, they don't sit on the sidelines. They say, put me in, coach. And I think what we have in the mayor-elect is someone who is inviting that type of energy, inviting new ideas, and is focused on the very hard work of translating all of that to the types of programs that deliver for New Yorkers who may have been disillusioned by the state of politics in our city.
You know, you've served in a number of administrations. How do you think this one is going to be different?
Well, I think that new energy will be critical in the work of government. The scale and pace of the bureaucracy in the city of New York, it's almost unimaginable. If you think about what happens on a day-to-day basis, you have to supply 1 billion gallons of water or maintain 30,000 acres of parkland. You have to pick up 12,000 tons of trash. And so it is a gargantuan undertaking. But here's what I've been really impressed by, and it's why I was so humbled to be asked to be part of the transition team, is that the mayor-elect is laser focused on public excellence, which means getting right the nuts and bolts of government, but also creating the type of environment, the type of culture where more New Yorkers can really feel that the politics at City Hall are working for them.
So what attracted you to join this, this team? I mean, you've certainly had a lot of years in city government and a lot of experiences. Why go back?
For a couple of reasons. One, because I know that this time of transition, it's a really important one. There's a ton of work to do to be ready on day one. But really, most importantly, in all of my conversations with the mayor-elect over the course of the last several months, and in my conversations with New Yorkers who were supportive of him or curious about what he was trying to accomplish, I had a renewed sense of hope for our city. And given this has been my life's work, I felt that the least I could do is to take those lessons from the last 3 administrations and share what has worked, what hasn't, and what it means to be ready to govern boldly and effectively on January 1st.
So I guess the question is, how do you think this, what's the difference between this transition and the transition from the de Blasio years to Eric Adams?
Yeah. So in every transition, there is always a lot of work to find the right people to ensure that you're understanding the state of all of the agencies so you can start making decisions, smart decisions on day one. But a couple of things stand out with this transition. Number one is that we're really focused on making sure that there is a high level of transparency, that we're keeping New Yorkers up to date about the actions and progress made in the transition. And that it is also powered by New Yorkers. You know, in the first 24 hours, there was about 500,000 in donations for the transition. The mayor-elect has been really focused on making sure that the transition, like the campaign and like governing, will be powered by the working people of this city. And so that too has felt really different. But in our conversations across the co-chairs, and now with 2 extraordinary individuals who the mayor-elect appointed to the top positions in government, First Deputy Mayor Dean Fullahan, and of course Al Bisgard Church for Chief of Staff, there is a very clear mandate for us, a very clear remit that we identify individuals who will be extraordinary managers, but who also have a real belief in government's capacity to do really hard things. So there's something kind of intangible that we're also looking for, because the challenges that we're facing in this city, they're not insignificant, and we need individuals who have the qualifications, but also have the ability to do in some ways what other administrations thought was too hard.
So the thing that's sort of interesting to me is that he picked Dean Fullahan to be his first deputy mayor, because he not only comes from a background of finance, which is going to be a big issue with for the incoming administration, but also has a deep understanding of Albany, which is going to be a big player in this administration. Will that help to get some of the tough things passed in Albany, or at least the understanding of how you get it done?
Yeah, 100%. Dean has 4 decades of governing experience. It's pretty unparalleled. And as you mentioned, deep experience in the budget, deep experience in Albany. And so those are areas of expertise that will be invaluable. A lot of the agenda that needs to be implemented to bring down the cost of living for New Yorkers, to make a real dent in the affordability crisis, will need the partnership in Albany. And even just this week, the mayor-elect met with Governor Hochul. Those conversations will continue. As you know, that's not an overnight task. It's really throughout the session and for years to come. But the governor and the mayor-elect share a real commitment, right, to addressing affordability issues. So I think they'll find a lot of common cause.
I've always wondered, though, given the fact that the governor is going to be up for re-election this coming year, and it looks like it could be an intense race, to put it mildly, if that's going to limit what she's going to be able to do for New York City, and is that a concern that the new incoming administration has?
I don't think it's a concern. I think that what we're hoping for is that the voices of New Yorkers, they said loudly and clearly, and then they voted in historic fashion, right, for an affordability agenda that would really make a difference in their lives. Those are the same New Yorkers, the same voices that will be heard during the gubernatorial election. And the job of the incoming administration is to make sure that they're working in close partnership with the governor. There are always challenges, budgetary, political, otherwise. But what I know the mayor-elect is focused on is, just really walking a straight line that ends in real outcomes, real results for the people of this city who have been thirsty for a new type of politics and a new way of governing.
So we only have about 30 seconds left. Do you think you could have any trouble attracting enough people to fill the administration?
Not at all. I mean, my phone is it's ringing off the hook. We at this point have close to 50,000 resumes, and so I think it's almost an embarrassment of riches. But it's an extraordinarily positive sign that New Yorkers are ready to join this mission to advance the affordability agenda and to usher in a new era for the 5 boroughs.
Well, Maria, we're going to have to leave it right there for now, but our conversation continues right after the show on our streaming channel, CBS News New York. We are back with Maria Torres-Springer, and this is the section of the show where we ask fun questions. So the question I have for you first is, do you think New York City is still a fun place, a good place to raise a family? I know you have 2 daughters.
I do. I think what I've always loved about New York is, and I see it in different boroughs and different neighborhoods, there's a magical spontaneity about New York. And it's in the people you meet, and amazing food that you're eating, or in a cultural institution that you just happen to visit. That's still there. And I think there's so much more to tap, to cherish, and to build on.
So is there something you've done recently that pushed you outside your comfort zone?
Yes. So the last few months have been a little bit less busy since I stepped down from the administration, and I have done more cooking. I've tried to get more up to speed on the latest in terms of technology, all of the AI tools, and so that's been fun and a big learning process as well.
Your daughters help you with the AI stuff?
They do. And then mostly they mock me about it. But I do feel like I've made great strides in the last several months.
I'm jealous. So what's your favorite food, and what's your favorite place to eat in the city?
My favorite food is Japanese food. And I visit many different types of sushi restaurants. In terms of the city, I love all the parks. I think when you're in a New York City park, in a place like New York, it is there. You can breathe, and you can see your neighbors, and you can just chill out for a few seconds and realize how amazing this place is.
So, what's your favorite way to spend a day off, if you have one?
I love just walking around. I love cooking, hanging out with my girls. And, I have to admit, every now and then I'll binge watch a really terrible show. But, there's always something every neighborhood in the city has to offer, and I've been really fortunate to be able to see more of it over the course of the last several months.
So what are some things that inspired you?
I'm inspired by the ideas and energy and belief of young people. I think that young people in our city and across the country, they're sick of the routine politics. And our toughest challenges need us to transcend those tough challenges on affordability, on housing, on climate. And so I'm inspired every day by their belief that we can actually make a dent, transcend those politics, and do more for each other.
So do you have a favorite tradition or holiday?
I do. So I love all of the Jewish holidays. I recently converted to Judaism. And so I love all of the holidays because it gives me an excuse to gather those who are close to me cook food, and just be in community.
That's wonderful. So what's the one thing that you want New Yorkers to know about you?
I want them to know that I am but one of 300,000 public servants in this city who wake up every morning committed to delivering for them. And it's really that workforce that has driven every amazing and important transformation in this city. And I have no doubt that with their support, their brilliance, and now with the mayor-elect's leadership, they're going to continue to do that and just make New Yorkers proud.
Maria Torres-Springer, a pleasure to have you. Thank you for joining me, and thank you at home for joining us as well.